Hello. Ah, I'm giving my room a makeover, but right now I'm just overwhelmed. I don't know where to begin. I don't know what it should look like, and I'm taking a break. And in the meantime, I stumbled upon my old trophies and decided maybe let's just talk about racing, winning, and winning trophies. Now, disclaimer from the start, I am not by any means an expert driver, nowhere near the level of lots of drivers out there. But throughout the years I've done okay, so maybe hopefully I can help you as well, you know, in your quest to win some of these ornaments or bowling trophies as many call them. Yeah. So first of all, I started 1978 and it took me 20 years. Yes, 20 years to win my first trophy. Yeah, I suck. Yeah, no, it's not that I suck, but it's just there were already a lot of good drivers out there, and it's hard to win. So it's actually this one. It looks nice. I like it. It's holographic, and I won this in 1999. So this was my first ever championship trophy, and so this one I cannot forget that day. And what I like about trophies is it brings back good memories. It's not winning. It's not this thing. It's about the, remembering the good times with fellow racers, with the excitement of driving an RC car, overtaking, the atmosphere of the event, everything. It's the journey that is what makes it worthwhile for me. It's not just to win, something. It's the entire event, the entire journey is what makes it fun for me. So this one is for 1/10 nitro. Yes, so I like, that's my favorite class, nitro, because it feels real. And this is actually the car. Let me show you. So as you can see, it's a Neo Nitro Touring, very old. It's like 20 years old. It has a pull start, and and old style antennas, which we don't have nowadays. Foam tires, 2-speed transmission, and you can race. We raced for about 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Yeah, that's real racing. Even in the rain, we raced in the rain. This is my favorite car. And what's interesting is, this gave me my first win in 1999. And in 2007, I raced this car. So 8 years later, it also won me a big championship race, the Futaba Cup. So, yeah. Old car, as long as you can drive it well, you can still win. It's not always about equipment. It's messy. Engine is stuck up. I need to restore this. It deserves it. So, okay, so the question is, 20 years to win, does it really take that long? So does a newcomer have any hope of actually winning? And the answer is yes. And it depends on you, but most important is, if you want to win very quickly, is to find a mentor. A mentor that knows how to win. So if you see someone who's winning lots of championships, is a very good driver, be sure to be his friend and learn as many tips from him as possible in terms of driving. Number one is driving. You need to learn how to drive well. And second is how to have the good setup on whatever car you have. And last is the last few percent to put you over your competition is have the best equipment. That's reasonable in terms of what you can afford. So it's driving, setup, and then equipment. That's my personal opinion on how to win. Okay, so how fast? Me, I didn't have a mentor, so it took me a long time, 20 years. But then I was a social racer. I just raced, once a year sometimes, not often. Many years I didn't race. But then, when my daughter got involved, that's when I started actually racing more often. So my daughter, it only took her actually 1 year to win her major championship, which is, I believe, this one. So she's proud of this, and I'm proud of her for achieving this. So it's the 2011 Tamiya Asia Cup Philippine Champion Juniors, under 15 years old. She was around 9 or 10 years old when she won this. And because of that, she also won a free trip to compete in Singapore. So that was awesome for her. And it only took her 1 year, mainly because I think she had a mentor, which was me. So all my years of failing and learning, I helped her, learn how to drive properly, how to have a nice car, and the attitude towards racing, how to win. And so find a mentor. It's important. Second is, well, not second, it's, what's nice about this is it's a match. It's a matching set. So she won junior stock, I won F1. And what's significant about this is I think we were the first ever father-daughter to ever win in the same year in the Tamiya Asia Cup Philippines. So that was a very happy moment for both of us. And even better was we were sponsored to have a free trip to go to Singapore, to stay there for 5 days in a very nice hotel, to race against 8 other Asian countries for a chance to win and go to Japan for the World Championships. Yeah. And we actually did okay in Singapore. So she qualified second in her class, finished third overall. I myself, it was a heartbreak. I qualified second and finished second. And I think this is it. Second place. It was a happy day. I drove very well for myself. But it wasn't good enough, and so I didn't go to Japan. Can't win them all, but I think that was 2011 was the time when I was really driving my best. So second in Asia is the highest level I've ever achieved in terms of my personal driving. I'm not here to brag, I'm just, it's just want to share with you that if you go into this hobby, go into racing, it can bring you lots of good memories and personal satisfaction. It's not that I want to show that I'm better than others. It's just my personal satisfaction to drive my best. And it's a different feeling when you're driving in the zone and the car is just like going so fast and you're not making any mistakes. That's the feeling that I want. It's not about beating others, it's more of myself. How fast can I make that car go around the track? And if I win, it's good. If not, second, I'm still happy with it. No problem. I didn't go to Japan. That means I still have another chance to keep trying and go there. But I'm getting old and I'm leaving it up to my daughter and maybe my son to take that challenge on. I think my time has passed and I'm now more of a mentor mechanic to them. My driving skills is, my daughter can easily beat me. So that's what it is. Yeah, so how I mentioned it's all about driving. First focus on driving. So if you want to race, first remember this. Be very smooth in your movements. So when you press the gas, Be very sensitive. Finely press the gas. Do not jerk your car. It's more of a gentle squeeze all the time. Learn that technique first. And second, same with your steering. Be very gentle. You know, I spoke with Atsushi Hara last June. He's a multi-time world championship, and he did tell me the difference between an average racer or an average non-professional versus a world championship level driver is their sensitivity. So here he said that they can sense 1 degree movements when they drive. So they're in their mind when they're driving, they know whether it's 58 degrees or 59 degrees in terms of steering angle. The same with the throttle, they're very sensitive. So that's how it is. You have to be very sensitive in your movements. Second, which I learned alongside with my daughter, is learn how to brake. Brake is as important as gas. Mainly because when you enter a corner very fast, the only way to make that corner without trying to crank the steering wheel is to brake, like in real world racing cars. So learn how to brake smoothly. Practice braking, practice. It takes maybe a year for me and my daughter to learn braking properly, or decently enough to improve the lap times. So at the start, if you're used to not braking, your lap times will probably be faster compared to when you start practicing braking. But once you have the braking skill done well, you will soon realize that you will gain lots of time and you'll be much faster than driving without brakes. Everyone brakes. The best rely on hard braking well into the corner. And so that's basically it. So it's just learn how to drive properly. So learn the correct technique and then practice the correct technique. So it's not about just practicing hours and hours. It's about practicing correctly. Because if you have bad technique and you practice the bad technique, then you become a master at the bad technique, which is not good. It's hard to undo that. So from the start, learn how to brake. That's my advice to you. Okay. Yeah, so most of these are just some of the trophies. These are all my daughters. She has more in the other room. And so we're just continuing racing. And what's fun about it is, we get a chance to race in other countries, meet other people from the best racers in other countries on an amateur level. We're amateurs, we're hobbyists, this is not our life. It's fun and at the same time competitive. And racing has allowed my daughter to win trips to Singapore, Korea. Some kind people have given her equipment to help further her driving. So free cars, free tires. So thank you to all these people who have helped out my daughter throughout the years. Yeah. And for myself, I stopped racing, but sometimes I come back for special races where it's more about driving skill than equipment. And if I see those kinds of races, sometimes I join if I like the trophy, not because I love trophies. It's just sometimes they have nice design. So I like this, it looks unique. And this one, I like this. So when they announced there was a rally race, I said maybe I will come back and drive one more time and compete as best as I can, even though I have not been racing for a very long time. This is called Meralco RC Club Christmas race. This is very heavy. Meralco is into the distribution of electricity to our homes. So this is made of copper wires from transmission lines. Yeah, very good. So this was a very unique trophy, which, yes, I decided I will race one more time and hopefully, I still have enough skill to beat the young the young guys, the up and coming racers, and I was very lucky. Yeah, lucky to still win this thing. I wanted to win it because it looks nice. I want it in my home as a display. Yeah. So, hopefully, my ramblings have some bits and there are bits and pieces in my ramblings that you can take away and to help your own, help you win sooner rather than later. But even if you don't win, my message is enjoy the journey. Yes, RC racing, usually there are lots of fights, tension, unhappiness. That's part of competing, but overall, if your attitude is, you're lucky that you can join races, spend the entire afternoon with friends, playing toy cars, competing, that's already winning, And eventually, with that attitude, with the attitude of trying to be better at driving, car setup, eventually, you will start winning. And once you win, it really brings up your confidence level to a point wherein you now believe you can win, and it's easier to win. So like this one, it took me 20 years to win this. And then there was a race next weekend, and a big race, and I also won that big race with the same car because I already had confidence then. So first trophy took 20 years, the second one took 1 week. Yeah, so that's how it goes. So once you get over the hump, win your first trophy, it more will come. Then you will hit another roadblock wherein now you have to race against semi-professional, sponsored racers, those who make this their career, their life mission. Then it's hard to beat those guys. But it's still enjoyable racing with them. So it's up to you to what level of enjoyment do you want. Do you want to be a club racer? Do you want to be international racer? Or you want to be a professional racer? It's all up to you, but whichever you choose, there are trophies along the way, in every level of racing RC cars. So that's it for now. I will get back to figuring out how to reorganize my things. I have more things outside this room as well, and I just maybe want to consolidate it here, but been thinking about this for 1 month already. I'm still stuck with my storeroom target, hobby. That's it. So see you at the racetrack. Peace. Thanks for listening. So if you like this, can you give thumbs up like Serena Williams to my videos? 2 thumbs up. It's not coaching. This is thumbs up. Yeah. Click subscribe, give it a like, and share my videos if you like it. I have around, almost 180 videos on YouTube, and I also have the website rccartips.com, which I started in 2003. So that website is like, so long. That's my baby. It's like 15 years old. I still keep it. It's not updated as much, but the basics are there. It's still relevant for most of the time. And then go to my YouTube channel where, rather than update the website, I'm starting this, like a blogging or video. Bandwidth is now good. Internet is now fast. So I've moved to videos to try to share information that I've learned over 35 years enjoying this hobby. It's just my way of giving back, enjoying more. So if you have a question, just leave it in the comments, and have a nice day. Oh, remember, when you're racing, don't cheat. Don't be a cheater. I have a daughter, Portia. It's no good to cheat. Just thumbs up. Yeah.